Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay, so our event is being recorded. Perfect. So the time is 6:07 p.m. on April 21st, 2021, and I would like to call this meeting of the International Friendship Commission to order. So in the interest of public health and safety and pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N2920, members of the International Friendship Commission and staff are participating in this meeting by teleconference. In accordance with the executive order, the public may view this meeting online, but not in the Civic Center Branch Library conference room. So the city launched a virtual commenting portal, eComment, that allows residents to comment and participate in the meeting from their own homes. You can find the link to eComment at www.chulavistacalifornia.gov/virtual meetings. And your comments must be received before I call for the close of the commenting period in order to be considered. After the commenting period is closed, I will announce a brief pause to allow the commissioners time to read any comments that have been received. So if you have any difficulty or need assistance with e-comment during the meeting, please call 619-476-5340 and the library staff will assist you. Would the secretary please call the roll?
Sure. All right. Commissioner Akana.
Present.
All right. Commissioner Andrade.
Present.
Commissioner Duran.
He's muted.
Yeah, he's muted. Let me see if I can unmute him. I see him there. There we go.
Present. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Fimbres. Oh, for some reason, is it not letting people unmute themselves?
Yeah, I can't unmute myself.
Okay, I've unmuted you. Chair Gallardo.
Present.
Okay. Commissioner McCabe. I don't see him yet. Commissioner Moore.
He's muted.
Yeah, let me unmute him. Commissioner Moore. He should be unmuted now. Heard something. We'll come. I know Commissioner Munoz Andrade is absent. Vice Chair Muraoka.
Present.
All right, and we'll try one more time. Commissioner Moore. I know he's unmuted, so we'll give him a moment there. All right. I think we can move ahead.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So the first item on the agenda is item 1, which is presentation for the International Friendship Commission from Mayor Mary Salas.
All right, so Mayor Casillas Salas, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was like really a nice surprise. I reached out to Adriana Hernandez, who works in her office, and said, "Oh, do you think maybe she could join us at a meeting?" And like right away, she's like, "She will plan to be at the next one." So very excited to have you here tonight, and just the group has had a lot of questions and just doing a lot of work. So I think hearing your vision, hearing your ideas, and having a chance to chat with you would be very helpful for them. So I will turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I went on a little long before the meeting, just talking in generalities, but I want to make sure that each member that is, on this call, and as a matter of public record, to express my gratitude for the work that you've been putting in virtually, and that I can see really good work product, and I can see that there's a lot of really good ideas, and I can see that there is an understanding from the International Friendship Commission that we need to adapt our programs to the times and the interest of people, and that there's always room for improvement. So and I just really want to thank you for the great ideas that you all had relative to the existing programs. So I really liked, I'm going to go through each city that you talked about in your suggestions. Okay, so let's see, I don't know if I put this out of order. Okay, so Odawara. So as I understand through the reading of the paper that you sent me, is that it was actually the OIAF in Otawara that suggested we think about updating and refreshing the relationship with them and what we do in those relationships. And I agree, it's been really difficult on our side to recruit some students, and then they're indicating that it's really hard on their side too, because of different interests and commitments that students have now that perhaps they didn't have in the past. But I do like the idea, some of the ideas on the adult level, the idea of, I really like the idea of an internship. Perhaps, as someone wrote, professional exchange would be too much of a commitment on both the professionals on either side. But certainly an internship, I think, would be really of interest to some students that are really focused on international study, rather than, a stay in somebody's home, right? But an actual internship in either the city government. I know we would be happy to accept interns here in Chula Vista. And I'm sure that, that would generate a lot of interest there too. They suggested that, we still celebrate our 40th anniversary virtually, and I agree with that. It's better to have some commemoration than to let it go by, because we do have the strongest relationship with that particular city. And if we stop, the communication and the activities, then that might wane too. So with that, I will be glad to work with you as you find out from Otawara, as you're working together, to see exactly how you want to structure that. But certainly the idea of, the video and the exchange messages, and then, words from, the mayors, the respective mayors, and then the respective members of their commissions, right? So that to me is really cool. I like Commissioner Duran's idea of replacing the youth exchange for an International Friendship Week. So, inviting them to send delegates, because that's in essence, that's what we've been doing when the adults get involved, is sending delegations there, and it seems to work out really well. And I think some adults in their stage of life are more free to go and interested in going. So I really like that as well. So and having the different theme every year is a great thing too. And then let's see. Again, Commissioner Fimbres, when he's talking about an internship in local government or businesses, etc. I think that's great. It's a great one. And then and then the presentation to the mayor and the council once they have finished their experience. So Commissioner Moore, you may be new to the program, but you're very passionate, and so your input is just as valuable as the old timers. As a matter of fact, sometimes a fresh, a new perspective is really needed.
Did you say Alzheimer's, Mary?
No, old timers. I'm an old timer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I agree with you, Commissioner Moore, that we have to offer more than what we have here in Chula Vista, but really market it as a place also to get to know the region of San Diego County. So I like that. I like the visits to Scripps and the high-tech companies. Yeah. So let's see. So then we get to let's see. Mr. Muroka, your comments are also with this on the student level, and I really liked what you suggested here, is the pen pal concept between the elementary school, the elementary school kids, and also, the holiday exchange, our students exchanging them an important US customer holiday, and then they doing a presentation to our students. And I think that would be super. I don't know, Ken, if you, I think that you used to go to some of the open houses from the Minatogakan where they were out there in Eastlake.
I've been there, yes.
Yeah, but when they had that school out there in the late 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and they had all the Japanese students out there. I was invited to a couple of their open houses, and their schools and their dedication to the cultural arts, the visual and performing arts, they really put an emphasis on it from grade kindergarten to senior high school. Every year they participate in these art programs. It's just not something that's optional. But the little plays that the kids put on, and the little poetry, and then the artwork that they did with the calligraphy, it was all really cool. So I'm sure that they would be really happy to share those kinds of things that they do, and we share vice versa with them. And again, if you do it virtually, it is possible. So let's see. The Japanese language classes, I don't know if Hilltop, I know that they're, like a language, no, what's it? They're,
They have a flags program. It's
Yeah,
foreign
flags.
language and geography or something like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So they have that. So it's pretty likely that they might have a Japanese component to it. The biannual art exchange. So on the high school level, the Sweetwater Union High School district level, in the middle schools and in the high schools, they have an annual art exhibit in our South Chula Vista Library, and I go every year because they asked me to go. You would be amazed at some of the really professional level art that our students, and I'm talking about kids in 7th grade all the way to 12th grade, and the art that they do. So our cooperation with the school district in an art exchange, I think, is a really good idea. So then that's our strongest sister relationship, and it has been consistently, except for a brief time that I was on the council before that we had those people that were involved in the Friends of Irapuato, and then the festivities and the mutual visits that we had. But those were adult delegation visits, and they were really wonderful. So the problem is learning the context, right? Now I see that you did find some. Well, Irapuato, we're still waiting, right? And that again, Commissioner Fimbres, when are they going to have their elections?
June 2nd.
How's it looking?
June 2nd.
Do you know how that's?
And sorry, go ahead.
No, do you know how that's going? Is it I hope it's not as chaotic as what's going on in Tijuana.
No, it's coming down to Morena or the Pan. And I have friends from college actually that live in Guanajuato, and they're on both camps. So I asked them, I told them that I was supporting this effort with the city of Chula Vista, and they said wait until after the election, because right now they're in campaign mode. But once June 3rd hits, and we know who, or for the 4th, and we know who the winner is, I think it's a good idea to send a nice letter or some outreach,
right,
unofficial or official,
yeah,
as you prefer, start
No,
that conversation
I
going.
think officially from the commission and then one from me would be great.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
and then-
they'll
Yeah, so
they'll
then
probably
another thing
assign their international affairs personnel or the people in charge of those efforts there.
Mhm. So, the other thing that I wanted to ask is, has there been any success in identifying people that would be interested in a kind of Friends of Irapuato?
Not from my end.
Mhm.
Most of the people have been interested in Baja California or Sinaloa.
Uh-huh.
Sinaloa is a little bit far, maybe, but from here. But Baja has been interest from Baja, from Tijuana, and from Ensenada. Because there's people from Ensenada and from Tijuana,
Mhm.
Mexicali,
Yeah,
living in Chula Vista, as a matter of fact.
yeah.
I got to meet a bunch of them when I took my daughter back to school. That was awesome, meeting a lot of the parents there and seeing a lot of new faces in the community.
Mhm.
I
So,
want to make a comment.
pardon me?
I want to make a comment.
Oh, sure,
Mayor.
sure.
Yes, and Commissioner Femi as well. I'm also, understanding how the political situation in Mexico is quite, evolving and revolving in so many ways. And that, like you properly said, Mayor Salas, it's the turnaround is so fast. You get to, meet, the elected officials. And typically in Mexico, they said, because it's a 3-year term with no reelection. Now there's reelection for municipalities, but well, that's something new as 2 years. But they typically say in Mexico, when it comes to government, the first year you get to know, what's the posts. The second year you start working. The third year you start saying goodbye, right? That's it. And it looks like that's how that's the MO. I don't know, thinking, in the future, and I know this commission, it's birthed out of, the city council and the city of Chula Vista and the city of the mayor, but maybe our approach should be getting together our Chamber of Commerce, Irapuatos, Chambers of Commerce, because those folks stay. Those folks are the ones who own the businesses, who own the maquiladoras, if you want to say, the industrial parks. Those folks are the ones who are interested in the well-being of their community. Not the politicians are not, but like you said, the turnaround, it's really quick. And you lose contact, you end up, with, nobody at the end of the line. So I think that maybe we should rethink our strategy, and maybe this could be true for the other two cities, in where the city of Chula Vista, the city council, and the commission, along with the private sector, our chambers of commerce, or any other organization that is willing and interested to have social, community, religion, sport ties with the sister cities, maybe we can have a little bit more of an interest and interaction with them, instead of making it a political post. Because at our end, we are volunteers, but at the Mexican end, at least, it has to come from government, right? It has to be a political appointee, which is a little bit difficult, and it changes the dynamic. My perception, and I hope maybe in the future, obviously, probably there's no time right now, but it could be an approach to start thinking what could be a different strategy and a different approach.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like what you're saying.
you're exactly right, because if you look where we've had the consistency, it's been with Odawara and the OFI. And those are business people that actually fund the program. And then when we're over there, the mayor just shows up for, well, I'm here, welcome, this and that. but it's really the business community that keeps it strong. In the same way in Irapuato, but I've lost connection with those people that were there. I don't know if James Clark still has those connections, but that's what we have to reestablish. But you're right, that's one of the drawbacks. But then there's a matter of, can you get businesses focused on wanting to do that? And usually it's because there's a mutual benefit to it, right?
And it has to be, right? It has to be a win-win. It's not a zero-sum game. And in some way or form, it should be a way that it piques both parties' interests. Either, like you said, businesses, academics, research, whatnot. And many areas and fields that I think we can engage people first, and possibly businesses and non-governmental organizations, because my experience with government down there, it's tricky, it's bureaucratic. I can't imagine that a mayor of a city in Mexico could have an interaction like we are having with you. There's so much protocol and ceremonial and it will take a toll to a lot of folks to do that.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So did I not? Oh, Cebu, we didn't cover Cebu. And Nimpa, you've been working really hard on that relationship, right?
Yes, thank you for coming to our meeting, Mayor Salas. Commissioner Gallardo and Commissioner McCabe have also been on the subcommittee.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to discount their work on it as well. So who wants to tell me about, what kind of their progress that they're making there?
Well, I think we're making really good progress. In June 2019, Cebu had its new mayor, Mayor Eduardo Labella, and Cebu was hit hard by COVID, and so we lost communication with them. But we recently have been communicating with the majority floor leader, Garcia, and they are so excited about us reaching out to them. Commissioner Gallardo has sent an email to them saying that we're here. We'd like to strengthen our relationship, and they are very excited about it. And Commissioner Gallardo and Commissioner McCabe and I would like to send them tote bags filled with things that are ideal for elementary schools, because we recognize that they have a lot of orphanages there in Cebu. And I think we have only 30, 40, but last month we decided to set aside some of the money we raised to give it to them. And they would like to highlight us, the commission, in their local newspaper. And that's how excited they are. The problem is right now is because of COVID, mailing things to them, we cannot trust USPS. We are relying on them to tell us what courier to use, because it may take up to a month just to mail things. So
they don't by chance have Amazon there. I mean, you could purchase a bunch of stuff on Amazon if I don't know if I've never
and have it delivered directly.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yes, we should ask.
We collected some things that had Chula Vista logo on it, and we wanted it to be unique to Chula Vista.
Oh yes, the little tote bags.
Yeah, where there's
the face mask.
We have a website now where you could order, but I don't know, can they mail internationally? Because we actually have an online store now for Chula Vista swag. But it's for purchase.
You sent us?
It's for purchase though, huh?
Yeah, that was the link. One of the things that I've been working with our finance office is just to see if this is items that I could purchase so that the subcommittee doesn't have to pay and then get reimbursed. But it sounds like it's not something I can use the city credit card for. The finance office was awesome in doing all this research for me, but it sounds like in the past, is this Chair Gallardo? You could probably answer this. Like, was it usually that the commission members or the commissioners would pay and then the city would reimburse?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
we would fill out the form, submit it to our staff liaison, and then we would, yeah, go that route.
I was trying to make it so you didn't have to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of is that, we have all those one.
So I think
Is she
have-
frozen?
we lost you
Mike?
for a second there, Mayor.
Yeah. So, we have things like the mask, right? But I don't know if legally, if we could just like, give it to the International Friendship Commission to give to, it has to be really careful that it's not a public gift of funds.
Mhm.
So that would, and we really don't have that much swag in Chula Vista. I don't know if your department does, but in the mayor's office, we don't even have pins anymore. So I don't know how it is in the library department, because you used to have little pencils and stuff with our logo.
Yeah, I'll look around and see if we have anything here too.
But we have to clear it. We have to clear it legally.
Yeah, so
Also, we're hoping that local businesses would give something that has their logo on it.
And you know what? Yeah. Right.
It could be stickers, just to say that we're here. We would like to help your schools, orphanages, and we would like to strengthen our relationship with them since they are now open to communicating with us.
That's great. And when you spoke of COVID, I was thinking, can we share best practices of things that we've implemented in the city to keep our community safe? Those types of informational exchanges might be good too.
And Mayor Salas, before COVID hit, we even collected letters from elementary schools, second grade, third grade, telling it in one sentence what they like most about Chula Vista. So we want it on that personal level.
Yes.
And it can't just come from the internet. It's just something really personal from Chula Vista.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yes. And we also figured that we can purchase books either from Southwestern College that have the Chula Vista and Southwestern logo, especially since it's a college here within Chula Vista. So it would be nice to send that over since it's school supplies that we would like to send to the students there. So that would be good. Maybe even the Chula Vista Elite Training Center, I believe, if they would like to donate, I don't know, pencils or pens with their logo on there as well. That would be nice if we can reach out to them as well.
Right. Because I know when we went, we counted on them to give us like keychains and those kinds of things.
Yes. So I believe that we did have a budget approved and amount approved to purchase some items, correct? So we can use that from our IFC funds.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Good.
Anything else?
So let's see. Okay, so does staff have any additional comments that they'd like to make before we go to the public comments and deliberation? Or any other committee members have any questions for staff? No.
I have a question. So Mayor Salas, which direction would you like to most see this commission go toward? Are you wanting to do things more in person, or you want to do things more virtual? You might have more events if they're virtually, because then you don't have to have the distance. Or would you want to try to incorporate more person-to-person kind of things? Both things would be important, and both things could reach, but just on different levels. And so,
and right now we're pretty limited to keep things to virtual. And so I know that since it was the idea of Odawara, to do the virtual celebration of the anniversary, I think that that's really important. And then having I like the idea of the reaffirmation with Irapuato once we get the right people that are involved in that. And then Cebu, it looks like you all on that subcommittee are pretty much on the way of a good idea of what you have. So I would say, go with that. You have to take into consideration postage costs and all that, but I think you're very creative and I think you can do something good. So another thing, so there were a couple of things just that I want to ask you in regards to should we, because we've been having requests from others, well, actually not. The only city that's really come forward and actively requested our sister, to be sister city is Rio de Palma, or Palma de Rio. Yeah. And so, but realistically, to put an extra, add on another responsibility would be really difficult. So I think the recommendation has to come from the IFC about whether they think that the existing relationships that we have are something that we can truly develop and expand. So that's going to be a primary question. If you want to add another city, then do you want to delete one? And I think that has to be a deliberation that you have within the IFC. But Palma de Rio sounds really good to me.
Thank you.
And I know some of the discussion that the group has had is kind of centered on, let's see what happens with, reestablishing the subcommittees and trying to build the connections. And then if it, still is not working, then maybe revisit it and see, okay, do we want to, explore a different sister city? But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm speaking for the commission. I should let anyone jump in, but that's kind of the main gist of the conversation.
And I think that there was, pointed out that with the exception of Palma de Rio, these cities have multiple connections. And, when you have the multiple connections, then you're dealing with the same kind of challenges that we are. How do you get, a core group of people interested enough to keep the programs going?
Great.
So I really, again, appreciate your work, and I'll hang out here a bit while you conduct the rest of the meeting, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Salas.
Thanks, commissioners.
And so now I will call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before us for deliberation. And commissioners, as a gentle reminder, please refresh the view on your screen to ensure that new comments appear. So 2-minute timer started.
I guess I'm gonna go grocery shopping again. I think I'll go to Sprouts. No way I'm going to Costco at this time.
So Bill, we just refresh and the new question should pop up on this chat box, correct? We just.
Yeah, and I'm monitoring it too.
Okay.
It actually would be on the virtual meeting page too on the city's website. So I have that up, and I'm monitoring my email to see if I get any comments there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that I put the link to the meeting in the chat box.
Okay.
Is there a way to, because on my device I can't mute. Is there a way to allow me to mute?
Excuse me.
I can mute you, I think.
How do you refresh me?
If you're on the website, there's just at the
Excuse me,
top,
Bill.
you would just Yeah.
Want to get down?
Yeah, but when you download the app, there's no way to refresh.
Okay. I'll keep monitoring because I don't see that there's any
No
comments.
questions. Okay. Or comments, good.
Okay, so we hit the 2 minutes there. I'll stop sharing. I apologize, like as I'm actually using two computers here to so I can
No
try to
worries.
so if you see me looking up in other directions, it's because I'm checking all the different things. But right.
Good.
And I'm sorry, who would ask me to mute them?
That was me, but I wasn't sure
Oh.
if if everybody else can mute themselves or can't mute themselves, because I'm on an iPad and I can't seem to mute myself.
Yeah, I can mute you and then just send me a message or whatever when you want me to unmute you.
Yeah,
Okay.
raise your hand while
Yeah.
wildly.
There hasn't really been any background noise or anything from you, Ken, so I think you're okay.
Good. So okay, so then the commenting period for this item has now been closed, and there were no comments that were submitted. Correct. I think secretary needs to confirm number of
Correct.
comments.
I received 0 comments via email and nothing on the e-comment portal.
Okay. So are there any questions from commissioners or comments at this time? If not, then the next order of business is the consent calendar. So I will now call for the 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments. Wait, is that correct?
Yeah, so we'll read what the 3 things are.
Okay.
Because this is
All
basically
right.
just we vote like yes or no, do we approve it? So.
Okay, perfect. So then the items on the consent calendar are the approval of Commissioner Fimbres' absence from March 17th. Also the approval of my own self, Chair Gallardo's absence from March 17th. And finally, the third item is the approval of the March 17th, 2021 minutes. Okay, so then now I think, as you mentioned that.
I'll share the screen and we'll do the 2 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
All right, and you're all seeing it, right?
Okay, good. So yes, so that is the 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on these items on the consent calendar. Okay, perfect. I always try and get into the groove of the script, but kind of, yeah, it's quite something to get used to.
There's a lot of text in the script.
Yes. Which is not bad. It has a lot of great information, but it makes for a stilted type of conversation. So, yeah. For example, are we even supposed to be chatting right now during the 2 minutes?
Probably not, but I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put myself on mute. Okay, perfect. So the commenting period for this item is now closed. And have the commissioners had enough time to read any of the submitted comments?
And it looks like no comments were received via the e-portal or via email.
Okay. And so now we will put the consent calendar to approve the minutes as well. So do any commissioners wish to pull any of the items for discussion or questions? Any from the consent calendar? Okay, so is there a motion to approve the items on the consent calendar?
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Duran. Is there a second?
I second
I
it.
second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Akana. Okay, so I have a motion made by Commissioner Duran and seconded by Commissioner Akana. Secretary, let's see, Bill, please conduct the roll call vote.
All right, so you can answer aye or no. So Commissioner Akana,
Aye.
Commissioner Andrade,
Aye.
Commissioner Duran,
Aye.
Commissioner Fimbres. Oops, are you muted? Sorry, let me unmute you. Commissioner Fimbres.
Aye.
Okay, Chair Gallardo,
Aye.
Commissioner McCabe.
Aye.
Okay, Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Munoz Andrade is absent, and Vice Chair Muraoka.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so the consent calendar passes unanimously.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so feel like, did I skip something?
No, next is just the general public comments.
Okay, there we go. So yes, several items there. Okay, so public comments is a section on the agenda for members of the public to address the board on items that are not listed on the agenda. I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final public comments. So commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh the view, or Bill will do that for us, and view the screen to ensure any new comments are viewed that appear. Okay, thank you.
Que eso, güey.
Okay, so our 2-minute timer is up. Have we received any public comments?
No comments received.
Okay. All right then. So the next item on the agenda is item number 5, which is discussion of possible changes to the exchange program with Otawara. So the staff recommendation was that the commission continue the discussion that began on March 17th at that meeting to determine possible changes to the exchange program. So does staff have a presentation?
I don't have any presentation on my end.
Okay, so let's see then. So no additional presentation. Now, is there a discussion to be had with commissioners on this?
Yeah, I know a lot of what Mayor Salas spoke about was kind of in line with what was discussed. So I don't know if you wanted to use that as maybe the basis for you know, what you wanted to talk about. But I know last time the commission was talking about you know, kind of using that direction or that input from the mayor as the means to kind of determine the direction we'd be going with changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to go ahead and unmute everybody just so it makes the conversation easier, because I know there's a few folks who don't have the ability to mute and unmute. So,
Bill, I have a question.
mm-hmm.
In the letter that we received from Otawara, they asked for some time to consider changes. Did they give you any indication, or do you have any indication of how long they're going to take to get back to you?
I don't. And the letter that is being referred to here is, I got an email, and I was going to actually share that in my staff comments part. I sent it to the commissioners who are on the subcommittee for Otawara. But
Okay.
yeah, so just to clarify what this is they had a little bit of a personnel change. So the Ms. Suzuki, who is the lead, is no longer the main point of contact, and they had some other ideas in there. So what I can do is actually I can just email that out to everybody after the meeting, and it's got some ideas in there, but they didn't give any type of indication of how long they needed to get back to me.
So everything just carries on as usual as far as what we have proposed for the exchange program, correct? Just continues as.
Can I have a follow-on question regarding this? Given this back and forth, and we're obviously both parties are thinking about making some changes to this exchange program, would it be of any value to set up a Zoom call with them to have a more direct interface with them, to have a discussion regarding this?
I like that idea. I think it would much more quickly clarify a lot of the questions that we have. However, Bill, I think you could tell us if that's allowed, because I know most of the time we want to have, you know, the conversation or the topics, I guess, you know, filtered through the city, right?
I think the easiest course of action would be maybe if the subcommittee members focused on doing that and kind of maybe got input from the, you know, the commission members with questions and everything, and then met with them and then came back and did a report. Then that would also give a chance for, I could reach out to the mayor's office to ask if they have any questions, or if Mayor Casillas-Salas maybe wanted to even be in on that call.
And I would strongly recommend getting a translator on our side, because speaking to them, it's always been a challenge with the language barrier.
Oh, good thought.
Yeah, I have been in contact with OIFA in an official capacity, just to kind of move the conversation along a little bit, and they're open to keeping the exchange program the same, but they also are, the reason why they brought it up was because they know that there's deficiencies on their applications and things of that nature. They want to try to perhaps change the program, but in their unofficial response, it was just that they would be fine if we're happy with the program that to continue it on the exact same way. But in my personal feeling, I think that, like what Mayor Salas had mentioned, that we still have, we don't get as many applications as we had hoped, at least on the last group that had gone. And I'm not sure the group that went previously to that, how many applications were in there, because I think that came before I was on the commission. But they also like, there's been discussions in OIFA about having it pointed toward more business kinds of things, but they have said that they haven't had any applications of people from businesses, and for people that are in their 20s, it's harder for them to take off time, and a significant amount of time to go to travel in that sense, and otherwise you would have to take it on more of a personal basis. So and the finances and everything. So there's a lot of balance in making it in a business in that sense. They also let's see, those are kind of some of the things that I think that they had kind of had mentioned. But yeah, I mean, they're fine either way, but I think it's I think there's a lot of things to iron out in order to get this accomplished, and to try to find something that will work for both groups, because I think there's a lot to unpack in there. And thinking after the conversation, I had kind of thought of some different possibilities, because and as far as the business side of it goes, I had thought, well, maybe we could go about it in a theme of leadership, and so maybe we could do some kind of Zoom leadership meetings across the board. So maybe have us do 6 Zoom meetings each year, and have them do 6 Zoom meetings, and we could kind of do some kind of you could pull from different aspects of leadership, like government, education, private industry, nonprofits. You could pull from those kinds of sources. Actually, I was thinking six Zoom meetings, not 12 Zoom meetings. So it'd be 3 for us and 3 for them, something along those lines. And then we could get that kind of business connection in that sense. And we might be able to reach out to more people at that same time, because we're not just limiting it just to 4 students, for people between the ages of 18 and 23, going back and forth. We're opening it up to many screens or many possibilities. And just a thought, if you wanted to kind of point toward business a little bit more. Yeah, it was just the idea of, instead of trying to be specific toward like a certain industry of like architecture or education or whatever, but if you made it a more general topic, it might be a little bit different. But again, there's a lot to unpack. So I guess the commissioners have to, we commissioners have to decide on which direction we'd like to go in ourselves, and I think they could say if you like it or not. I mean, that's what it comes down to, I guess. But I could have these side conversations with them and kind of pass it by them and see what they say. But I would like to get some feedback from the commissioners to see what direction that you really want to go in. And so with the proposals that we do have right now, it's something to look at, and kind of maybe I could send them emails and have them evaluate it. And if this is what we really think, then we could start getting some things accomplished before our next meeting. And that's why I try to open up these this channel, so then we could try to get more accomplished in between meetings, rather than waiting and just waiting, I guess.
Right.
Ken, well, I'll ask this question. I mean, you obviously, obviously we're talking about this exchange program with these 18 to 23-year-olds, but you had some information regarding targeting more the youth type of of exchange, whether it's more Zoom, like we were talking about art, or pen pals and whatnot. Would that be an easier type of thing to implement versus just right now than it would be looking at doing this internship type program that's been traditional?
Well, I think it would be. I think it would, because you're opening up more of an audience that has kind of the related. So students would be able to relate to other students. I would hope. You know, when it comes to things like law, comes into things like even law enforcement, or other areas. If we were to pull from our defense, from our military, that may be unrelatable to Japan because they just have a defense force. They don't have a traditional army, or they don't have.
Right.
So things are a little bit different in Japan, and as well as other countries, as well as our other two sister cities. But opening up with the Zoom, maybe we could even open it up for all three countries, or all four countries would be able to kind of jump into these conversations if it's via virtually. So, but even with the education part, if we're able to get to a school over in Irapuato or over in Cebu, we could do something similar as well as far as education goes. Because my wife's a teacher, so maybe I'm a little bit more biased in that direction. So. And with the art program, I think we have a spot for art, and we have a couple of spots. I think Commissioner Akana has her museum that she is in charge of, and Bill is in charge of the libraries. So we have two places in which we could perhaps showcase some of the artwork from other countries.
It would definitely be the fastest and easiest thing to implement for, during this year, right?
Yes. But like I had said, they did show some interest in business as well. It's just a matter of how to do that, how to run a program about business, and if we could. I'm not sure. I mean, on how you would select which individuals would be an intern. Which how you would find people
Right.
that are maybe engineers into engineering things, or education
Or like
into education
intern
things.
at the breweries. I mean, we will probably have a lot of students interested in internships at the breweries, at the Olympic Training Center. We have the only engineering company located here in Chula Vista with a Chula Vista address is the Collins Aerospace, which is perfect. So if we could get them on board with something like that, as far as internship/business, that would be another company that you might want to add and maybe contact and see if they're interested in that as well. So okay, so these are like some really good ideas that I think we definitely have come up with a lot of varying ideas for this, and but we should make sure that we take action, because I think we keep bouncing back and forth, and then we try to contact Otawara as well, and so that kind of takes a while. And now they have new people that'll be our contacts there. So I agree that maybe on the side, if Commissioner Muraoka, if you can contact them before our next meeting, so we can get the ball rolling and then finalize something, that would be great. And I know that we still have the video, right, that we have to send over. I think that's being worked on as well. So is there any feedback on that, what the status is for that?
We have that as an agenda item for the subcommittee updates.
Oh, okay, perfect. So let's, we'll wait until then. Were there any other, let's see, any other questions for this, for the Otawara, item number 5?
So was there any direction you wanted me to push? Would you want to push more virtual or more in person? I know right now, we're looking at, everything to be virtual, but.
Right.
It strikes me, Ken, that we probably should do virtual for the rest of this year, at least.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely,
I mean-
for the virtual for this year, but just setting up for something in the future. How, an art exchange is may not be virtual, but it's something that, is physical, and then we could actually see the items back and
Right.
forth. So things like that can still happen. And we could still happen, things with schools, and we could still do virtual meetings, very through businesses as well. So these are just possibilities.
I definitely think if you give them an
Oh,
option,
Commissioner Morocco,
outlining the several options that we have, then see what Otawara is interested in pursuing, whether they would still like the student exchange program or the business one. But for sure, everything for this year would be online, and then for next year, that could still be an option, even doing online, like an art exchange program.
Okay, well, I'll try to summarize things and try to throw it over there and see what they're kind of interested in as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Commissioner McCabe had something to say, but he's kind of frozen right now.
oh, yes, Commissioner Morocco, could you clarify, was this the representatives from business and professions, the interns only? Is that what you were outlining?
I didn't get all that. Can you repeat that question?
I think you're
No,
McCabe,
you're outlining
you're,
about participation. Oh, can you hear me okay? Oh,
no, maybe
hear me okay?
type it into the chat.
We're not hearing you very well.
Oh, sure, okay,
You're
all right,
breaking
I
up
will
when
do the
you're
chat,
talking.
okay, thank you. Okay, okay. I'll do the chat then, okay.
Okay, on the chat. So
Commissioner Muraoka?
yes.
I like the idea of having a theme if we are going to have this interaction with them. I like that idea, and I like the arts and cultural idea. It's just something easy we could do this year.
Okay.
Yeah, plus the celebration.
Plus the celebration, yes.
Right. Sorry, are we still waiting for Commissioner McCabe's question? Is it?
Yeah, I think he's just typing it out.
Typing. Okay.
Yeah. So the conversations that I've been having, or that I've had, are just kind of unofficial conversations. But I just wanted to kind of get a direction from them as well, get a feeling from them as well. So these things aren't necessarily absolute. It's just kind of a feeling of what they're kind of leaning toward. So it didn't seem like they were disappointed in how the current exchange programs were working. So it's not a reflection of that. It was just a reflection of just the attitudes of the people who are applying. They're looking for, a lot of times they're looking for other things, not necessarily a commitment of a month per se. Of if we're 2 weeks in one, 2 weeks of hosting somebody, then being hosted over another 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, so it's the new generation, right? All the changes. Wait, are they millennials now, or?
I think they're,
There's
well,
one.
for the United States, it's a Gen X, but I think, or Gen Z.
X,
Gen Z.
Oh my, we're on Z.
Yeah, we're on Z. Yeah, is there a way to pull up any kind of chat on there? I can't find the button for that.
Yeah, mine is blank.
I've got the chat up, but I don't see that there's a message yet from Commissioner McCabe in there.
And he looks frozen, right? I mean, now it's completely frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
No?
No, I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay. Well, no worries. I think he will get another opportunity to ask about the Otawara program. It looks like on item 6, correct? On
Yeah.
item 6, part A.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that we, at this point, will have to move, we'll have to call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to comment on any final comments on this item before our commission deliberates. So, commissioners, as a reminder, please refresh the view on your screens to ensure that new comments appear. 2-minute timer starting now. Okay, let's see. Bill, would you please announce for the record the number of comments received?
It looks like no comments received on the e-comment portal and nothing received via email, so 0 comments.
Okay, so do any commissioners have any final comments or questions regarding item number 5? Okay, if not, then we will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is item number 6. These are the subcommittee updates. So first, we have the update on the partnership with the sister city, Otawara. So if Commissioner McCabe, if you have any questions, please do so and ask now. Looks like you're unfrozen, so. Or not. Hello? Oh, it looks like Commissioner McCabe is having trouble logging in or staying logged in. Bill, has he submitted any email questions via email or chat?
No, I don't see anything in the
Sure.
chat.
Oh, there we go. Okay. We can hear you. Maybe just do audio.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yes.
can. in technology.
You see my question?
No, it hasn't made it into the chat yet.
Oh, did you see the question in the chat? Okay, well, I'll try it then. I don't know, it's showing up on my chat here when I enter it, but I guess there's a problem.
Okay, no worries. What we can do is we can move on to item 6B, which is the update on partnership with Sister
I'll just
City
pass.
Cebu.
Oh,
So Cebu, Philippines. Okay. Okay, thank you, Commissioner McCabe. So now we're on B for Cebu City.
okay,
So the update on that, as Commissioner Akamana had informed us, is that we have made contact with their with the mayor as well, and we have sent them an email. And now we did tell them that we will be sending them some goodie bags for one of the schools there for some of the students. And so they're very happy that we contacted them. So now it's just a matter of actually putting together these goodie bags. And we have some of the items, as we had mentioned, we have the bags with the City of Chula Vista logo on them. We also have the face masks. But it sounds like now, Bill, we have to get the face masks approved by someone.
Yeah, but I'll look into it. I checked with my director, who didn't seem to think there was an issue, but I'll double check and just make sure that there's no, because one of the things like the mayor said is we can't give like a gift of public funds, but it does if it's something because they were purchased with public funds, but if it's something that's being done in this context, we're giving out those masks anyway to the public, so it might be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And especially because it's such a small quantity that I figure hopefully that'll also help in getting it approved. So, okay. And then in addition to that, I know that in the previous meeting, Commissioner Muraoka, Vice Chair, do you have a question?
Maybe we could find out where the masks were purchased from, and then maybe we could just purchase from wherever the city purchased it from. Then there wouldn't be any funds spent, public funds spent on the masks.
Oh, true. Hopefully we get a good bulk rate as well.
Just a thought.
The better price, but
aren't our funds also publicly funded?
No, the funds that we have access to are the ones that we had fundraisers for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe that was the miscommunicated, because that's funds that we raised money for last year, not the funds from the city. Is that okay, Bill?
I think it's fine. I just made a note to myself to double check, so I'll just look into it and reach out to the subcommittee. But I don't think there's much of a problem, because we're already giving out the masks to the public. So
yes,
yeah.
I've attended a lot of events and they just pass that out like candy.
Yeah, I think if it were one thing, if we were sending like a large amount that could be turned around and resold or something, but we're sending this specifically for a purpose, and it's a small amount, so I don't think there's an issue. But I'll just double check on my end and reach out to the subcommittee ASAP.
Okay. And then as far as purchasing the other items, who will be doing that? Or I guess, well, since you did mention that you can't use your city credit card for the purchase, then it'll just be someone from the subcommittee, correct? And we just submit the receipt for that? Yeah,
and I can process all the paperwork on my end, which will be something new. So bear with me as I learn the process. It'll be new for me, but yeah, I was I didn't want, as much as possible, I try not to have it where, you have to spend your own money up front, but it sounds like I can use the credit card for that, so.
Okay.
I think Commissioner McCabe, Commissioner Garrett, and I will get together and discuss that, because I don't mind going out and getting reimbursed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, same what we've done before with Otawara, so.
Well, I will try to be as quick as possible for you to get the reimbursement.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Good. So then moving on to item C, the update on partnership with Sister City Irapuato. I think we briefly touched on some of those updates, but if the subcommittee for Irapuato would like to go more into details or share new things, new updates, I should say. Anything new? No?
I want to excuse myself. I was not present in the last meeting. I've been with William here and apologize for that. It was not drafted in today's in the minutes from last week, so I didn't have a chance to attend and discuss with my fellow commissioners about any updates. So I apologize for that, Commissioner Phoebus, as well.
Yeah, and my apologies for not getting that on the minutes. That just totally slipped past me. So that's I'll make sure it's on there next month. So sorry about that.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with the, oh, sorry. How do I raise my hand on the virtually?
Just like
that.
Okay. Sorry. I like what Commissioner Andrade commented. It makes actually perfect sense, especially for Mexico right now, engaging the public sector, the chambers. I know in Baja, Coparmex is very strong. Maybe we can, if we don't already know which one's a strong one in Irapuato, that should be an easier task to engage. I'm happy to help, follow the lead, whoever wants to, send me some assignments my way. The other one is, and it is maybe a naive question, but since we are approaching the private sector, chambers of commerce, when we how do we make our pitch? I mean, maybe this is not for discussion right now, but maybe think about what are we offering them, to invest their time and attention and effort. I understand why academics, schools, and all programs engaging. Stuff I know that unless position, what funding for some.
That's all he said. No idea what he said.
Commissioner Moore?
I'm sorry, you broke up on me. I did not really hear a word you said. Sorry.
I think, was it just that, like, what would a business get out of this, like that type of exchange program, right? Like at the business level. I guess when you're a university student at that level or a college student, then there seems to be more of a beneficial trade, I guess, more benefits to doing that type of an exchange program. But at the business level, yeah, basically, what is it? So I know that as part of our IFC mission, one, like stated in there, it says something about economic, how's it worded, about, I guess it being beneficial economic wise for both of the sister cities. And that's what we would want to focus on when we do involve businesses. We would want to make sure that economically wise, it's going to benefit both parties. So maybe, I don't know, if we happen to have an exchange with, I don't know, like a winery, for example, in Mexico or something, something that would bring more customers to them, and likewise, to a business here in Chula Vista. Maybe that's, I don't know, what the economic benefit is for both. So.
No, I think it's a good, not even hypothetical example, but it's a real live, example that can be discussed. And I agree with Commissioner Fimores in where, I'm willing to, start the conversation, with the subcommittee, Commissioner Fimides and Commissioner Miguel as well, I believe. And let's start bouncing ideas. And I'm with, and I perfectly understand Commissioner Fimides' comment in where's the mutual benefit here, right? We are all volunteers in some way or form. We do represent the city of Chula Vista, but we have no authority to make any promises, right? Or to facilitate any legal entities or whatnot. But definitely be a bridge, a connector, a liaison in between, the interest parties in Mexico. That could be the chambers, it could be non-for-profits. And here in our site, right? So we can, facilitate or at least make them to their knowledge that there are resources in the city that they can, connect with, and that also there are resources in our local chambers that they can connect with, right? So I'm happy to start connecting with my fellow subcommittee members, and we can just bounce ideas
Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. So that is something that you, the subcommittee for Irapuato will be working on, basically having those type of, establishing those connections and laying that plan out for us then.
Well, at least what will be like our position, and I get what Commissioner Fim is saying is that what are we promising or not promising? That sounds very political, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, what do we have? What do we bring to the table, and what do they bring to the table? And us, I see our commission and our efforts as facilitators, right? Mm-hmm. And as maybe mediators and someone that is introducing, interested parties from one side of the border and the other this side of the border.
Right. Okay. Good. Thank you, Commissioner Andrade. So, were there any questions from other commissioners for the subcommittee of Irapuato? Okay, so if not, then let's move on to item 6D, which is the update on the virtual celebration video. So Bill, if you can update on that, you have the status on it, right? I think.
There's a subcommittee that's been working on it. Mm-hmm. So I will defer to the subcommittee members because I think that's where the work was happening.
Oh, okay. So I thought for some reason we had passed it on to city videographer and right?
Oh. To I think I misunderstood because I thought in lieu of the video we were going to do a Zoom. One of the emails said that we were going to do something else, and I thought it'd be a little bit better. Was that, did I misunderstand that?
We might have, several projects going on at the same time.
Oh, let me reach out to the communications department and see what is and all.
Maybe that email wasn't from you, Bill. I received the email saying that in lieu of the video, we were going to do something live.
I don't remember sending that out.
I think they wanted it live with a video together.
Yeah, it was.
If you read the email.
Yeah, it was an email from. I guess it was from Otawada.
Oh.
Or greetings, or no, it was. I guess it was. Well, I don't know. But it was an email to you from Reina Ninomia. That was, I guess, addressed to you, Bill.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up here and share it.
Yeah, I don't remember that actually. I myself don't remember that. But Reina.
Well, the email was from Bill, and he had attached, or he had included the email from Reina of Otawada, and so I guess this is what their proposal for how they want to have the 40th run, perhaps, or their ideas.
Yeah, I'll share it right now. Sorry, I was just bringing it up. Here we go.
And,
All right.
and so there is
here's
there is an element in. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I don't know if you all can see this. I'll try to make it a. Well, I guess I don't have an easy way to make it that much bigger, but there we go. Is that a little bit easier to read?
That's fine.
Okay. So do you want me just to maybe just read it? Would that be helpful?
Maybe for some. Go ahead.
Okay, so dear Mr. Bill Sanwald, hope this note finds you well. I am Reina Nimomiya, and I'm in charge of the Sister Cities Exchange Program, Odawara City, Japan. I'm writing on behalf of Odawara City and Odawara International Friendship Association. OIFA Commission meeting was held on April 13th, 2021. We discussed possible changes to the Youth Exchange Program with City of Chula Vista also. Oh, also, may I have a little time? We'll consider it in detail and get back to you. Odawara City established a sister city relationship with the City of Chula Vista on November 8th, 1981. We are very pleased its 40th anniversary. We can't celebrate face-to-face together this year, so OIFA has an idea. How about using common platforms Zoom, or if your city has another recommended platform, to hold a virtual live link commemoration ceremony of the 40th anniversary of the sister city relationship? If you agree with us, we would like the mayor to attend it also, so we need to adjust the schedule of the ceremony as soon as possible. Would you please share this information in the International Friendship Commission meeting on April 21st? I'd appreciate it very much if you can reply at the end of April. And then it has some ideas for what could be in the video. So I had sent this to the Odawara, the subcommittee member, and I also sent it to the mayor's office, and I was planning on sharing it tonight at the meeting, which is what I'm doing now. So yeah, I can send this out to everybody too, so you all have it.
Okay, so a comment on from my on there. We would under their little program that they would have there, the words from both mayors. I don't know. I don't know if it would probably be best to have it live, but if need be, we could probably record it, depending on what schedule it is, what time it will be in Chula Vista versus what time it will be in Odawara. The words from the chairpersons. So so we'll exchange words. Cheers. So we'll have, hopefully we'll have quite a few people on at this meeting, and then watching the promotional video of both cities. And so we would still require a video. I guess what Bill was alluding to. So I guess we'll have to get in contact with I forget her name again, but
Olga.
I get a hold of Olga, and then we'll see if we could get that worked on. And then the exchanging messages, I guess that would be closing words of some sort, or sharing words of maybe some experiences. I'm not sure, but it sounds like it would be a nice program. So,
Bill, do you know the exact date or month of our anniversary?
it says November 8th.
Yeah. Yeah, so November 8th would be. So we have a little bit of time for the exact day. I mean, it would be kind of awesome to do it that day.
Yeah, but it would be good just to it'd be good to be able to get a time, just get an idea if it's possible to have the mayor on board at the same time that we would be able to do it in Japan. So.
And this would be a good opportunity because I have not met the new mayor yet, Odawara. Well, I mean, I have not seen him. I don't know who he is. But Bill, Olga mentioned that the city of Chula Vista already has footage of Chula Vista. They just want to do an overview of Chula Vista. I think that would be fine in conjunction with our live presentation.
Okay. I can see if maybe she can join us at our meeting next month. That's a possibility.
But Deepa, I mean, do we want to use like a canned product, or at least some of that for editing in would be good, but you don't want to personalize it at all with certain aspects?
I think Olga was going to come back with us and see what department does she work with, Bill?
She's on our communications department.
Okay.
I like the idea of having some personal things in there, but also with the stock footage, you'll just kind of probably make things a little bit more professional looking, perhaps. So, but
Sure.
but the thing, I think we're looking at about a 5-minute video though. So that was just kind of the difficulty of trying to create something between 5 and 7 minutes, because you don't want to have it like a 3-hour movie for after Louisa.
Right. And 5 to 7 still sounds like it wouldn't be long enough, but surprisingly it is, right? Once it's in video format, everything. So yeah, that should be good. And I think that's what Olga mentioned, they were going to target as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so but we could I guess maybe we could reach out to some of the past videos of what was done by some of the ambassadors that had gone over to Japan, and have them, maybe they have some video that they could share, and then, or if they want to do any kinds of comments, personal comments, maybe they could share it with Olga.
That could be found on Facebook, because they have like a 218 Ottawa trip, 219 Ottawa trip. They've always had a year to year.
I'm sure Olga though would want the original footage rather than
Mhm.
pulling off the internet. So okay, so can somebody from our group, I guess Commissioner Akana, can you perhaps get in contact with anybody from the past, from those past groups, and then maybe we could see if there's somebody that has like a nice chunk of footage that we could pass on to Olga.
Olga and I were also discussing that these students, like if I get someone from 3-4 years ago, they're all tech savvy. They could do their own, talk about 1 minute of their experience in Ottawa and give it to her. She said she'd be happy to receive that.
Okay.
Okay, so
then, Bill, if we like this idea, they've asked us to respond to them fairly quickly, right?
I'd like to make a motion to accept their proposal of their time frame.
the November timeframe.
Well,
clear?
their format of words from both mayors, words from the chairperson from the IFCN, from OIFA, cheers. We'll have a cheers, watching the promotional videos from both cities, and then an exchange of messages. Or that one's a little bit unclear, but something along those lines. And I'm fine with something like that. I think it would make a good evening. I don't know if we'd want to add anything, or does anybody else think that there should be something added into that? I think it's fine.
I agree.
I don't know what cheers mean, but is it the same kung pie or just cheers, like congratulate?
Yeah.
We could have two different two different cheers. I'm not going. So we could have two different cheers. One we could do cheers American, and we could do kampai in Japan. So we could have somebody do a toast. So one maybe somebody from Japan toast, and somebody from the United States or from Trelista toast. And it doesn't have to be one of us. It could be somebody that was a long time contributor to the Ottawa as the sister city, the two sister cities. So just a thought. So I motion to accept.
I second the motion.
I second the
motion.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the motion. Yes, I know we're like, yeah. So then the motion has been carried, has been proposed by Commissioner Vice Chair Moroga and seconded by Commissioner Akana.
Okay. Shall I run through and do we'll go through and get everyone's yay or nay on this? Aye or no? So Commissioner Akana?
Aye.
Commissioner Andrade?
Aye.
Commissioner Duran? Is he? It's not muted.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Fimbres?
Aye.
All right. Chair Gallardo?
Aye.
Commissioner McCabe?
Aye.
All right. Commissioner Moore?
Yeah.
Commissioner Munoz Andrade is absent, and Vice Chair Muraoka.
Aye.
Oh yeah, well you I guess did the first motion, but okay. It sounds like it's unanimous.
Excellent. Okay, good. So then moving on to the next item. Let's see. So now that it's passed unanimously, the next item on the agenda is item number 7.
I think we have to do the 2-minute pause.
Oh, the 2 minute. Oh, did
Yeah.
I? Must have
Sorry.
scrolled past that. Okay, no worries. So I will now call for a 2-minute pause to allow the public to submit any final comments on the item before our commission deliberation. So commissioners, as a reminder, just refresh your view on the screen to ensure that new comments will appear. Thank you.
So just briefly, it looks like the time in Japan right now is like 11:43 a.m. and it's 7:43 p.m. over here. So, if we were to do an event at 7 o'clock in the United States, that would be 11 o'clock, close to lunch over in Japan. I'm not sure how it all fits in with daylight savings time, so I don't know how that will bounce around, but something along those lines might work out. They could have a lunch event and we could have an evening event.
Okay.
I don't know if this is out of order, but I have one question for Bill. Do you have contact info from past ambassadors and commissioners?
I don't think I do, but I can reach out and see if I can find it.
Okay.
I heard there's like some secret file, or maybe not secret file, but this file on somebody's hard drive that has all the information.
I think it's on a USB.
Okay.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was handed off from I forget her name.
Lily.
Yeah, Lily. Yes.
Lily
then,
to Lynette, and then maybe Bill, hopefully.
But
no.
Yeah, but I think I think Lynette really kind of tried to scour through trying to decipher everything. But I think it was originally Lily, because she was the person in charge of it for a long time.
Yeah.
And so she had a lot of information in there. So
because for our November event, I'd like to invite all of them, if possible, to watch.
I mean, they could probably do it at their own home too, if we have it all virtually too. So.
And just a little behind the scenes, I have highlighted of all my action items I get to do. So I have that one highlighted to look into.
Nice.
See if we can get the contact info. So, all right.
Awesome. Thank you. So, okay, so the commenting period for this item has now been closed. And have the commissioners had enough time to read any submitted comments? Were any submitted?
It looks like no comments submitted.
Okay. All right. So do any commissioners have comments or questions? I guess no. Okay, so then we can move on to item number 7 on the agenda, which is staff comments. Does staff have any comments?
Just a couple quick ones. So first off, I wanted to just apologize, Commissioner Andrade. I'm so sorry that I've left your the absence. You even reached out to me, and I just, as I was putting together the agenda, just totally missed it. So I'll make sure it's on next month's minutes to get that just approved by the commissions. But I apologize for that, which kind of takes me into just thank you again for your patience as I am learning kind of the ropes of doing this. I feel like putting it together was a lot easier this month overall than last month, but I definitely miss Alicia and all the work she did that she made seem really easy. And then beyond that, the only other thing I was going to share was the information I received from Odawara, but I've already shared it. So I don't have any other comments beyond that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And so then we can move on to the next item on the agenda, which is item number 8, Chair's comments. I do not have any new comments to make, so therefore we can move on to item number 9 on the agenda, which is in general. Do any commissioners have any comments, board members? Any additional
Oh,
comments? Commissioner McCabe?
Gallardo? Chair Gallardo? Yeah, you see
Yes,
the message
Commissioner
I put
McCabe?
in chat?
No.
Do you see the message in chat? The chat message I put in about an invitation from the California Japan Sister City Network?
I don't
Put
see
a
it.
message
Did someone receive it? Anyone else
Okay.
receive it? Because I don't see
Okay, I
anything in my
received
chat.
Yeah, okay, I received an email dated April
Mhm.
6th from California Japan Sister City Network. And they are scheduling a workshop on Friday, May 14th, next month. They already heard, and I'm wondering if there's interest in the commission among responding to this and possibly participating. I don't know if you all got this. Or,
Hey, Michael, I got the email.
Okay.
Commissioner Moore, did you receive it as well?
I received it. I received it in RSVP, so I'm going to listen to it.
Okay. I don't see it in my email, so is this something you can forward to us, to the rest of us?
I think he'd have to forward it over to Bill, and Bill could forward it to us. I think that's the protocol.
Yeah.
So I can find it right now. Okay. Keep talking,
Thank
folks.
you.
I'll find it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Commissioner McCabe and Commissioner Moore. Let's
yeah,
see.
Bill, can you send me your email, please? Can you give me your email?
Yes. I will, and you can send it over to me. I'll send it out to everybody.
Yeah, okay, all right, thank you.
I found it.
Okay, perfect. So, any other questions from the commissioners or any comments? No? Okay, well, thank you to all the commissioners doing all that extra work behind the scenes in your individual subcommittees. So
I think I heard something
thank you.
from.
Oh,
Did Commissioner Moore say something?
Commissioner Moore?
I was just looking for his email so I could send it over to you guys.
I just put it into the chat.
Okay.
Oh, you just put it in chat? Okay. Sounds good. I'm trying to find the darn thing. I just found it. I was trying to get your email. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Here it is.
Bill, do you know when we're going to go live again? Our meeting?
We, well, I mean, I don't have any specific news, but we are definitely doing planning in the library side, you know, to reopen. We don't have a date at this point, but we are hoping that it is going to be, you know, sooner than later, maybe in the next couple months, if all goes well. We're in the process of doing interviews for a number of hourly positions, which will allow us to be fully staffed 7 days a week at our branches. So we're, I mean, hopefully it would be great to meet in person, because I have not met the majority of you in person, so that would be really wonderful. And I think some of the commissioners haven't met each other too, right?
We've had a lot of new commissioners, I think, within the shutdown, lockdown period. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sworn in February 2020, so I haven't met anybody in person.
Wow. Right at the beginning, right? Yes.
Did you get my email, Bill?
Let's take a look.
We're definitely a fun bunch, especially when we have the opportunity to participate in Otawara type of events like the baseball games. That was nice. Courtesy of Commissioner Duran, the Petco Suites.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All of those.
That art project that you ran over at that was really good.
Yeah,
that was a fun event, especially with the extra beer there. That was
right. That was at Novo Brazil. So
yes.
So our subcommittee had a little get together there. We had Mayor Salas there as well, so that was nice. Yeah, so it'll be great to be able to do things like that back in person, and we can do so much more when we can get together. So,
And I did receive the email from Commissioner Moore, so thank you. I'll send that out to everybody.
okay, perfect. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. And now I will officially adjourn this meeting. So adjournment to the regular meeting on May 19th, 2021 at 6 p.m. in the Chula. Oh, actually, I think that part is incorrect. So it will still be online.
Yeah.
And the time is 7:52 p.m. and I am adjourning this meeting to the regular meeting on May 19th, 6 p.m. Okay.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bill.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.